Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of People Are Awful. Let's get into it.
So, I'm sure this won't do well because I'm literally in bed and there's no lighting, but this is a thought I've been having a lot today, and I just want to see what the world thinks about it, honestly. And if the world is 10 people, I want to know what you think about it, okay? Have we taken the man hatred too far? Now, hold up. Really hear me out here. Because I just think that men our age, and I'm 27, so Gen Z to millennial, right? They were raised by really bad men. And did we ever give them a chance? Is my question. And maybe we did, and I could totally be wrong. But oh, you guys hear my cat. I just really think that I think men's suicide rate is 3 times to 4 times as much as women's. I think we put them in a box and we're not letting them out. And I'm worried about them. And you may be thinking, like, who needs to worry about the white men or the men in general? And maybe we don't, but because the world does grant them a lot of privilege. I will acknowledge that. But I think the privilege was mostly to their dads, right? And like maybe the 40-year-olds, 30-year-olds, etc. But I feel like our generation, they were raised in a generation that like they didn't have a chance. Like I really do think that men are all grouped into categories, and there's probably about 6 acceptable categories. 3 straight ones, 3 gay ones, or maybe like a non-binary in there as well. But like otherwise, they don't really get to express themselves. There's like very little communities that they can be a part of that are actually healthy. We've got the frats, we've got anime, we've got the gamers, and then we've got like flamboyant gay and like subdued gay. And maybe I'm being so stereotypical right now, but I think it's so real that they have to fall into these stereotypes, or otherwise they're just completely like exiled and isolated. And maybe it's because I'm a girl and I haven't seen the sides of TikTok that are for healthy men to be a part of. But I know like probably 2-3 good guy friends of mine. They're pan and they're pretty like gender conforming to the male stereotype, but I don't know where they're supposed to fit in this world. Because they were told for so long that expressing their feelings and their emotions was so wrong that in guy circles, I don't think they're doing that anymore. And it's just such a shame because half of the population is not bad. They just didn't have the right tools and they didn't have the right examples. And I just worry about it.
I hate men as a general rule, but I also really love good men. I posted a video asking what the girlies would do if we hit an apocalyptic situation, and tens of thousands of them said they would rather than deal with violent and abusive men out there, which is completely valid. That's how I feel. And there are so many men being like, this is ridiculous, but there are a handful of men in my comments being like, I don't blame you guys at all. Like, this is such a valid sentiment. Like, women in war zones are treated horribly all of the time. Like, men are violent. Most violence is committed by men. They're like, this is completely valid. I'm a man too, and honestly, I would do the same thing. Like, I don't trust them. I have men in my comments asking how they can be better allies and how they can show up and support us, because obviously something is wrong with the world if this many women are feeling this way. To which I say, stand in solidarity, comment and be like, you guys are right. You don't have to talk over us. You don't have to share your own experience. You don't have to claim that you're a good man. You can tell me that you're a good man by simply saying, I believe you and I stand with you. Nothing warms my heart more than an ally that is willing to stand up, willing to say something, and best of all, willing to take action.
I tell people before, they're like, oh, you hate all men. I'm like, I've never said that, but if the shoe fits, wear it. I don't give a fuck. But also, yeah, don't you? Haven't you ever spent time with one? They're fucking awful. Like, have you ever seen a group of guys out, like all straight dudes, and they're all laughing? Have you ever been like, God, I wonder what they're laughing at? No. When they're laughing, I'm going, the fuck are they doing? Something bad, probably.
I'm like, they probably just hit a woman.
They're probably high-fiving over a slur.
True.
I bet. That's what I think.
High-fiving over a slur.
When I see girls and gays and theys all out and they're king and they're laughing and I'm like, oh, that looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
When I see men doing it, I'm like,
it's like, what are you
laughing
doing?
at? What's so funny?
What did you do?
The state of the world? Turn on the news. I bet you wouldn't be laughing so hard. I'm just harassing them.
It's always the ugliest men. Like the most physically unattractive men that have the highest, longest list of standards. Meanwhile, most of the most beautiful women that I've ever seen in my entire life, either online or in person, have like much lower standards than these men. They want someone who's like nice, who will like treat them well. These are like bare minimum things. They want bare minimum things. And these men are like, I need someone to tuck me in at night, and you have to be a gourmet chef, and you need to work, but not too much, so you can pay attention to me, and you can't be taller than this, you can't weigh more than this. Like, if you've been in a relationship, if you've, like, had sex before, like, not interested. Who's gonna tell them that they're the most hideous people on the entire planet? Who's gonna tell them? Because I'll do it.
Alright, something just happened. I'm gonna try not to cry. I think I did this video already, but I was proper crying and I found it cringe when people cry on the internet, so I'm gonna do it again without crying. So I went to the gym this morning, you know, and if you know me, I walk really, really fast. I finished the gym, I left the gym, and I was at a crossroad I wanted to cross, so I was that way, and a guy came that way, and we were like at the same level, so I literally just like cut in front of him, but like we had space to walk, the two of us. Even if I go in front of him, we had space. And so I was in front of him, and then suddenly I start to fall. So the guy behind me literally put his foot for me to fall. So naturally, what came out of me was like, what the fuck? Like literally out loud, I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, and the guy turned around, massive guy, like 6 foot plus, and I'm 5'6", you know, and I'm like tiny. He turned around like head to me, and it was like, what did you just say? I don't want to act scared because, no, like, I want to stand for myself. But, like, if the guy decides to punch me, like, I'm done. And he said to me, he was like, am I not big enough for you to see that I was coming? Like, and you could stay behind me. I was like, we had space for the two of us. Like, there's no need to, like, trying to make me fall down. Like, who does that? And he was like, the word you were looking was not what the fuck, but, like, I'm sorry. And I was like, sorry for what? For wanting to walk fast and walk in front of you? Like, what the hell is that? What man has such a big ego that I can't walk in front of him? Like, this is mental to me. And then he leaves and I'm like raging and he's in front of me, so I'm trying to keep my distance. But obviously he walks slow and I walk fast. At some point we're at the same level. And many people walk past him. Many people like contour him like and walk past him. So at some point I wanted to do the same. So imagine that's him, and then I'm coming on this side, and when he see me coming, he pushed me like that on the side. So I almost fell for the second time. So now we have a full-on argument on the street, and I'm like, can you stop doing this? He was like, what, but you're trying to do it again. You're trying to walk past me and you need to say sorry, which I did. I was like, sorry, but he pushed me again. So I started to lose it and like scream at him, like, seriously, what's your problem? And two other men, no one did anything. And two other men saw it and they were like, oh, stop moaning, carry on your day. So yeah, those men did nothing. They just told me stop moaning. But seriously, something needs to be done because this kind of behavior is not acceptable. Like, I know it's minor compared to other like problems that can happen with female and that, but it's like, really? And that makes me laugh when people are like, yes, strip clubs are not safe, we need to close them down, that create violence against women. Please, I feel safer in my club than in any other normal nightclub or on the streets or, you know, like in a shop or whatever, do you know? Anyway, Karma is gonna look after him, no worry for him. He's gonna get his thing. And I'm gonna carry on my day and try to be happy.
I am mean to men, specifically straight cis men. Here's an example. So last Friday night, I was breaking down a wedding. That's my job. I'm a floral designer. So as I was bringing the flowers back to the flower shop, I had a U-Haul, like a rental van, and was unloading lots of flowers into the flower shop. Also, mind you, it was 1:30 in the morning. These two men were sitting outside of the bar next door smoking cigarettes. And one of them looks over at me and they say, "Excuse me, ma'am, how much does it cost to rent that U-Haul?" He's not asking me because he really needs to know in that moment. He needs help. He's asking me to bother me and to be in my business. I looked at him and I said, I don't know, I'm just driving the van. I'm sure you can look it up though. And I keep going about my business because I'm like, I'm working. I don't care about talking to these losers sitting smoking cigarettes on the street. And so I continued to do my work, and he goes again, oh, excuse me, ma'am, I'm so sorry to bother you. Do you know what a Venus flytrap is? Obviously, I know what a fucking Venus flytrap is. So I say to him, you can look that shit up. I'm working over here, and I continue to work. And then they leave, you know, maybe after about another 5 minutes, and as they're leaving, they go, oh, sorry to have bothered you, ma'am, like, oh, la. And I was just like, you don't have to be sorry, I just don't care about talking to you. And that's why I'm mean to men.
I'm so sorry, but no amount of money could make me hang out with an ugly dude. Like, I'm walking down the street in Miami. This is like the street in Brickell where you always see an ugly ass dude with the hottest girl on his arm. And I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, money's not that hard to make. It's not. You don't have to hang around ugly men if you want money. Also, what do you think is gonna happen as soon as you like get older? You're just gonna get a new one. Like, it's not even like smart money. You're not. These girls always act like they're like cheat coding, like cheat code. Like, okay, you sacrificed your happiness for a handbag, for a piece of leather that's probably fake anyways. I don't know. It's just actually so insane to me. You actually could never pay me for that to be my lifestyle, because it's literally so much easier to just make it yourself, get your own self the handbag, and then you can date literally whoever you want.
Are you no longer attracted to men?
No, because the attraction, I'm a sapiosexual. I'm a sapiosexual and I'm a demisexual. If you're not sure what a demisexual is, that's somebody that is only sexually attracted to somebody based on a deep emotional connection. So I need a deep emotional connection, and I need someone who is intelligent. Men are incapable of both of those things. I have outgrown the quote unquote intelligence of a male, because their intelligence that I perceived as intelligence is no longer intelligence. It's cookie cutter. They can't tell the truth. They can't bow down to actual wisdom, right? It's all about power for men. It's not about anything that is remotely good for humanity or anybody else. It's all selfish. And unfortunately, that's a major turnoff to me. What I was attracted to in men was this idea that they were these great leaders, right? That because I like people like General Patton. I like well put together people, well put together, well disciplined, right? But not only discipline, you got to have some humanity about yourself, right? You got to be about equity. The male is just not that. General Patton and people like that, they are exceptions to the rule. The average male is nowhere near the exception to the rule, and I just can't get with it.
So if you're that kind of woman now, you defend men, the queen of Not All Men Association. I won't be your friend though. Any small thing where I talk now, you don't defend men. They bring up statistics of men where they go through domestic violence. Waiting concern that one now. Why you can't they bring that one up? I mean, who send you message? You can't be my friend though with all this oversabi you are doing. Any small thing. But my boyfriend, you can't bring your boyfriend join. You don't want to be my friend true. Hey God. If I say you want me to cut you off, you don't like this friendship. You don't like us as we are twinning together doing baddies. You can't be my friend if you are defending men. No. Any small thing you have brought up your boyfriend. No, I beg you. When you day one side, when you just day one side. I don't like that kind of behavior. If you want to be my friend, man hating is the first criteria. Do you hate men? Yes. La. We are friends. But if I come and say, men are so useless, you come and say, but not all men. I go they look you with one side. I make sure say you they crazy. Which I mean, not all men. That's not what I expect from you. What I expect from you is for you to even say something more wicked. Hey, now so we go they twin they go. Which one be not all men? No, if you're a defender, protector, guardian, chief seductress, and chief pick me, you can't be anywhere around me. It's not say you don't like this friendship. Oh. Ha!
I hate when men